Good morning, students. How are you all? Hope you all are safe and fine at your home. Welcome back in your mathematics class. This is class 9th. Today we are going to start a new chapter, chapter 14, chapter named statics. In this chapter, we will learn how we will manage with the data and how many types of the data we have, how we will represent the data, how we will arrange the data and collection of the data. Today we are going to discuss first introduction, definition of the chapter, types of the data. After this, all the definition which we will use in this chapter, like frequency, class mark, class interval, range, class size, and then presentation of the data, then how we will present the data, how we will arrange the data with the help of bar graph and histogram. So start our chapter. In today's chapter, the chapter name is statics. In statics, we will use all the data which we have and we will work on the data which we have in the raw form or in the arranged form. So the students, the meaning of the statics means which can define as the collection or presentation, collection and the presentation and the analysis of any data or the information, collection, presentation and the analysis of the information which we have. So stats is depend on the data. We have two types of data, which first one primary data and the second one is secondary data. Primary data, when we collect the data himself or with ourselves with a definite plan or design in his mind, then it is called by primary data. Like for example, primary data is the data. If I want to make a list of the doctors in my area, then I will visit one by one with the all hospitals, clinics, and then make a list. We called it as primary data. Secondary data, the data which are not originally collected by any individual, and when we will use some published or some already organized data, then we will use as secondary data. Like if we want the list of the doctors in our area, then we directly Google on the net and then the list is present in the front of us, we will use that information, is called the secondary data. It means the data which is searched by an individual personally, we called it as primary data. When we will used any data from any another source or any another mean, we called it as secondary data. Next definition is frequency. What is frequency? Frequency is the number of the observation frequency and observation how many times appear. Like if we are talking about the number of the students who are taking 20 marks test, 20 marks are test, then we will make a total list of the students. We will write down all the marks obtained by the student in that test for the whole class, and then we will count that how many students took 20 marks in this test. For example, if four students took 20 marks in that test, so the observation for taking 20 marks is 4. The observation of the students, it means number of the student is 4, so we called is the frequency of that interval is 4. Third is class interval. Before class interval, you have to learn two things. Then one is grouped frequency distribution table and second is ungrouped frequency distribution table. For we will learn class interval after that. First is ungrouped frequency distribution table. Like for example, I am just took an example that marks of the student. If I will make a table like this, that 10 marks, here we have marks and where we have number of students. Number of students. So 10 marks took by the 2 students, and then 20 marks took by the 3 students, 5 marks 4 students, 8 marks 3, 9 marks 1 student. If we will have this type of table, then we will call it as ungrouped frequency distribution table, because in this table the group is not there. We only count that how many student took 10 marks, how many student took 20 marks, how many student took 5 marks. And the second one is grouped frequency distribution table. If we will make groups like 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 10 to 20 took marks, if they are the marks, 0 to 10 5 students, 10 to 20 3 students, 20 to 30 4 students. So we will make our table like this, then we called it as grouped frequency distribution table, and these groups is called the class interval. And remember one thing, you know it very well, that this number 10 is included into the second class interval, not in the first class interval. We will choose only 0 to 9 numbers in this class interval, 10 to 19 in this class interval. So students, class interval is like 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40. We will call it as first class interval, second class interval, third class interval. Now next definition. Next definition is class size. What is class size? Before learn what is class size, we have to learn one thing. If we have a class interval like 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40 and 40 to 50. It means we have 4 class intervals. In this class intervals, we call it as the lower limit and we call it as the upper limit. It means those numbers are present on the left hand side, they call it as lower limit, and the number which are present on the right side is called it as upper limit. And this is our lower limit and upper limit. If the question will come, then the question is like that: what is the lower limit of third class interval? So this is our third class interval and the lower limit is 30. What is the upper limit of first class interval? First class interval is this and the upper limit is 20. So the class size, how we will find the class size? The formula for finding the class size is upper limit minus lower limit. Upper limit minus lower limit. If we will find the class size in this class interval, then 20 minus 10 is 10. 30 minus 20 is 10. 40 minus 30 is 10 and the 50 minus 40 is also 10. So this is the class size of these class intervals. Next definition is class mark. What is class mark? Class mark is the average of lower limit and the upper limit. And how we will find the average? The sum of the observation divided by the total number of the observation. So observations are 2, the lower limit and the upper limit divided by 2. So if we have these same class intervals, then we will find the class mark. First class mark, lower limit, first class interval, and then the class mark for the first class interval is lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. It becomes 30 by 2, then 15. Then the second class interval, 20 plus 30 divided by 2, it becomes 50 divided by 2, then it becomes 25. This is class mark. So students, please do not confuse between 3 things: class intervals, class size and class mark. They all are different. Class interval means the intervals or the group which we already made, like 10 to 20, 20 to 30. Class size means the length of the class interval, like upper limit minus lower limit, it means 10. Upper limit minus lower limit, it means 10. Class mark means the average of the lower limit and the upper limit, it means 0 plus 10 divided by 2, 5. 10 plus 20 divided by 2, 15. We call it as class mark. Sometimes in our books also class size is represented by the class width. Class width is also class size. We will call it as class width. So students, next definition is range. What is range? Range is the difference between maximum value of data minus minimum value of data. What is the range? Maximum value minus minimum value. We call it as range. Now students, we will learn how we will make the frequency distribution table for the given data. First of all, we will take two questions which is present in our NCERT exercise 14.1. First question is, give 5 example of the data that you can collect from your day-to-day life. From the day-to-day life, we will use so many types of the collection, like we will take first number of the bulbs in my home. This is also a type of data. Number of red pens I have. This is also a collection of data. Number of government tables present in government offices of Pataudi. Fifth, result of last elections. Correct. Now these all the types of data which we collect from the day-to-day life, and like many another, like the number of the chairs I have, the number of the bijli bill I have, number of the phone bills I have. So student, you can write your own answers. So now the second part of the question is, classify the data in the question number 1 above as the primary or the secondary. You know it very well that the primary data means collect by herself or himself with a definite objective, with his or her mind or the physically present there. And the secondary data is when the information is not gathered by himself or the personally physically, when we will use the already collected data from the some any another source, we will call it as secondary data. Like number of the bulbs in my home, then I collected this data myself. This is primary data. This is also primary data, but this is not a primary data. This is a secondary data, because if I want to take this data, then I will use internet and then take the information. For this result also I will use internet and take the result. So these two are the secondary data. Now some questions of exercise 14.2. In second exercise, we have to make a frequency distribution table. So first of all, we have to learn how we will make a frequency distribution table. In first question, we have to make frequency distribution table, and then First of all, in the first question we have blood group of the 30 students of class 8th with a different blood group. So we have to represent this data in a presentable way. So we will use frequency distribution table method. So here we have blood groups, tally marks, and the number of students. Blood group A, B, O and AB. 4 type of blood groups are there. Now we will count the number of the student, which the information we have in our book, that how many number of the students have A blood group, how many number of the students have B blood group, and same as. So the number of the student which we have A blood group is 9, for the B 6, O is 12 and AB is 3. And in the tally marks we will use, you know it very well, you will use this in the 8th standard also, 1 2 3 4, and then we will use this line for the 5, then 6 7 8 9, 1 2 3 4 5 and 6, then we have 12, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12, then we have 3, 1 2 3. This is our tally marks. In the frequency distribution table it is compulsory to make a tally marks. So this is your table for the exercise 14.2 question number first. Now that all the remaining questions are same as we have to make a frequency distribution table. And in the second question, if we will take second question, okay student, we will take third question. In the third question we have to make a frequency distribution table. A relative humidity in a certain city of the month of 30 days was given, and we have to give reasons and answers of some other questions also. First of all, the construct a grouped frequency distribution table, and the groups they already given to us, 84 to 86, 86 to 88. So we will make a grouped frequency distribution table. First of all, we will take first as relative humidity in percentage, tally marks, and the frequency, the number of the observation for that interval. Correct? So first class interval which they gave is 84 to 86, then 86 to 88, 88 to 90, 90 to 92. When the numbers will come, we will increase this class intervals. 94, then 96, then 98, and 98 to 100. Now frequency for the number of the humidity when the 84 and 85, because 86 is not included here, 86 is included here. So the number of the frequency is 1, number of the day, and then again we have number of the day 1. In the third part, number of the days 2, and then number of the days 2, and then for the 92 to 94 7, and then 6, and then 7, and then 4. And the tally marks 1 1 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 1 2 3 4. This is our tally marks, and the total we will check, cross check our question that the total number of the days are correct or not. We will write total here. Correct? This is your second question. Now the answer of the second part of this question is, second part is, which month or season do you think the data is all about? Which month? So do you think this data is for a summer or the winter season? We know it very well that the humidity level of this type is only on in the rainy season. And the third part is what is the range of the data. I already explained what is range. What is range, students? The range is the difference between the maximum value and the minimum value. So the maximum value is 99.2 minus the minimum value is 84.9, which is equal to 14.3. This is the range of the data. Now this exercise is based on only these type of frequency distribution table. It is very easy. In third exercise we have bar graph and histogram, and the only simple bar graph and histogram is remaining in your chapter. Otherwise histogram with the very base, frequency, polygon and mean median mode is already deleted from your syllabus. Students, you already know what is bar graph. In 8th standard you learn what is bar graph. A bar graph is a pictorial representation of the numerical data by the number of bars, which we call it as rectangular bars of uniform width. It means the width of the bars is always uniform, equal, and they are exactly vertical and opposite, vertically and horizontally with equal spacing between them. So when constructing a bar graph, how we will make a bar graph? We will take a axis like this, correct, and we will mark it as x-axis, we will mark it as y-axis, and then we will choose a first question of your exercise 14.3. the first question of the 14.3 for the bar graph. First question, we will choose first question. Okay, we will choose second question. The following data of the number of the girls to the nearest 10 per 1000 boys in the different section of the Indian society is given. The section, the number of the girls per 1000 boys is already given to us. We have to make a bar graph to represent them. So students, we have to make a bar graph. I choose this question on our first question because I want to explain one more thing to you. First of all, we will take sections on the x-axis and the number of girls here on y-axis, number of girls like this. You have to write these two things. It is compulsory, because otherwise how can I recognize that which axis you will take which part of the question. So number of the girls here, in this question number of the girls is started with a minimum 910 and then we have 970. Then how we will join this? Because if we in the graph the rule is this, we have to take the equal portions on the x-axis as well as the y-axis. But in this question, can I draw 10, 20, 30, 40 and up to the 900, and they are useless because nothing will happen with these things. So we will use a thing which we called as kink, which we called as, we will make like this, which we called as kink. Kink. The meaning of the kink is this, that we made all the numbers, but we started from the 0, then 10, 20, 30, 40, then 100, 100, and but we fold that paper, and the number first number which is appear is 910, 920, 930, 940, 950, 960. So it means all the numbers are there from the 0 onwards, but we fold that paper because there is no use. And like if we start joining the bar graph, the words which you keep in your mind by drawing a bar graph: first, the width of the bar should be uniform throughout. Second, the gap between the one bar and the another bar should be uniform. Bar may either horizontal or vertical, both the possible. You can make this hand like this also. The vertical bar should be performed because they give a better look. So we will use always a vertical bars, but you can draw a horizontal bars. It's also possible. So first of all, we will choose the equal distance, which we know in present in a graph paper also. So first of all, SC, schedule caste 940, number of the girls is 940. So we will choose up to 940. And then one portion blank and then bar, one portion blank and then bar. Now we will choose another. Here we have SC, section. We will write section. Now next is ST. ST is 970, which we have like here 970. It is ST. And then again none SC or ST, then it is 920. So the second bar is up to, sorry, not here, up to 920, from here only, not this. So none we have, correct. Now next is backward district, 950. Backward district is 950. Correct. So by this method we will draw our bar graphs. The condition is that we have to leave one bar blank, one box blank, and then a bar blank, bar blank, bar. We will use this method with the bar graph. You already know. In the histogram is also similar, but in the histogram we never leave these type of space in between the bars. In histogram is also a frequency. Histogram is a graphical representation of the frequency distribution table, and we will use the rectangular bars in it also. But we have to pay attention about some points when we are making a histogram. This is x-axis and this is y-axis. So if we will choose question number 5th from your exercise 14.3. The following table gives the time life of the 400 neon bulbs, and the lifetime of the bulb in hours are given, and the number of the bulbs are given. So we will use it as 0, and here we have take the life time in hours, and here we have the number of bulbs. Here we have the number of bulbs. Now we will choose 0, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, and the 1000. And on the another way we have a number of the 14, 56, 60, 86, like this only. So we will use to choose number as 5, 10, 15. Okay, we will choose 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and many more. Now we will make histogram. For the first condition, it is given that the lifespan is 300 to 400, and number of the bulbs is 14. 300 to 400, it means the information 0 to 100, 200 is not given up to 300. So there is no worry then when we will leave this space or not, because the information is started from the 300. So we will use that 300 to 414. Then it means it will here we have 15, 10 to 20. So 14 is like this only. If we have the another information with 0 to 100, 100 to 200, 200 to 300, then we will draw them. 400 to 556. Then 50 is here and 56 is here, like this. You know it very well. In the 8th standard histogram was present. 500 to 600 is 60. 600 to 700 is 86. And then 74. And then is 62. 48. Here we have 50 and then 48. When you will draw it with the help of the pencil, scale and eraser, then the width of the bars should be equal to each other. This is your histogram. Now the students, it's about time about your homework, that what the questions, what questions you have to do and what not, and what is the deleted part. So students, today's maths homework is you have to do the questions of chapter number 14, starts from exercise 14.1, question number first and second, exercise 14.2, 1 to 9, frequency distribution table only. In exercise 14.3, you have only question number first, second, third and fifth for the bar graph and the histogram. Other questions are present on the deleted portion with the frequency distribution is there and the uneven base is there, so they are already deleted. And the exercise 14.4, mean median mode, is also deleted. So with this, chapter is complete. If you all are interested in the deleted part, then please inform me. I will make another part of the lecture number 2 with the deleted portion. Thank you. Have a nice day.